Okay, then. Okay, everyone. Good evening, guys. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How are you all? Good evening, Stephen. Good evening, Utpal. Good evening, SK Review. Good evening, Nagababu, Drex, Bishal. Good evening, guys. Hello, everyone. Hello. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you all? Am I audible, guys? Am I visible? Is my screen visible? Can you please confirm that real quick? And again, just if you're new today, don't worry if I'm watching up for your charts because the screen is placed somewhere else. That's why I had to watch a little upside to just see your charts. So, yep, don't feel odd about it. So, yep, guys, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Rishikesh. Good evening, SK. I'm good. I'm really good. I'm really good and excited to complete this project because yesterday I think we have completed half of the project and today we'll be trying to complete the other half. And today, actually, we have to complete the most important things for today, right? Because we have to protect our routes, we have to fetch the data, the food items, right? We have to fetch the calories and all that stuff, all the nutrition information. And then we also have to add that in the user's daily intake. So let's see if we can complete the project today, or maybe we have to have one more stream tomorrow. But anyway, we are not going to rush things. This is our first React project, so we are going to be trying to complete it perfectly no matter how many streams it takes. Our main aim is to complete this properly so that you guys completely understand it. Because after this project, I know that you guys are going to be creating a lot of different projects as well, right? So, yep. Audible and visible. Hi, Nikita. How are you? Hi, Kanan, Mahendra Kumar. Good evening, guys. Good evening. So, everyone, are we excited and ready for today's session? Can you please confirm that quickly? Are we excited and ready for today's session? And also, guys, if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also like the video real quick so that we can start and so that I can see your excitement. So yeah, let's go. Audible and screen all are set and clear. Let's go then. And let me just wait for this ad to go up so that I can also confirm that the screen is visible on the channel. And then we are good to go. Hi, German to English. How are you, buddy? Okay. So guys, as you can see, we already have this. Okay, let me first of all quickly run it and let's, do a quick review of what we created yesterday. So let's quickly run the project. So npm, and again, this thing is hampering. Wait, yeah, now it's fine. So, yep, all good. So now npm run dev, and this will start our project. And if I click on this link, here we go. Let me just take this browser window this side. And guys, we have created it according to the mobile size. So let's open it in the mobile size as well. And yeah, here we go. So right now, guys, till now, we have created login form, right? We have also created a registration form, and we saw that our registration is working perfectly fine. If there is any issue, we are also getting some messages, right? We saw all that yesterday. And then we also saw that our login is also working completely fine. If we pass wrong details, we get messages like username, user is not found, or we also get, if we put incorrect password, we also get the message of incorrect password. So everything till now is safe and sound. Our registration is perfectly working. Our login is perfectly working. So if I open the notepad, let me just quickly go ahead and open notepad. And here we go. So out of these features till now, these two features are completed, which were very important, right? And very time consuming as well. So yesterday we completed all this. Now today, guys, our main aim is to complete the route protection and also tracking a food item. And guys, before tracking, actually, let me make it 3.2. Before tracking, we also want a feature of searching a food item, right? Because the user will search the food item. So let me create a 3.1 of searching a food item, because in future, no matter what kind of application you create, most probably you will be creating a search. For example, you go on Flipkart, you have a product search. You go on Amazon, you again have a product search. You go on Google, you can search anything. So almost everywhere there is some kind of search. So in our app also, people will write the food name, and based on that, we'll provide them a list of items, and based on from that items, they can simply go ahead and select any item that they have eaten, and we have to display the information about it and the track button, something like that. Again, it's just a rough discussion. When we really do it, you'll understand it in a much more better way. Okay. Yes, Kash, yes, Akib, the setup has changed a little bit because I'm traveling and I'm away from home right now. So yeah. So guys, ready? Let's go. So yesterday, we saw that when we login works perfectly fine. So in this case, let's first of all try. Let's go ahead and, type a wrong username or wrong email, something like, and let's also pass a wrong password. So if we do this, we get a message. Okay, I think my server is not switched on right now. Let me quickly switch on the server. Let me just do it quickly. So let me just do it quickly. So I think it's somewhere, we'll go to the, yes, developed API, which is Nutrify. And let me quickly switch on the server. Basically running the project, that's all. So npm start, and our server should start now. Yep, all good. Now our backend server or the API server is up and running, and now it can handle the request. So now let's send the request. And here we go. We get username or email doesn't exist because our username is incorrect. So let's quickly go and make it correct. And now if I click on login, here we go, incorrect password, because I also put an incorrect password. So now just to, again recollect it that it all is working. And now we can go ahead and type in a correct password, which is Saurabh in this case. And if I log in, here we go. We come to this particular page, right? This is what we have done yesterday. Correct, guys? Am I late, sir? No, no, no. You guys are completely right on time. Okay, we are just discussing what we did yesterday, and now we are going to be continuing from here. Hello from Germany. Hi, Brian. Hi, buddy. Hi from India. Okay, so guys, yesterday, the first problem that we saw is now when we log in, and if you give correct credentials with correct username and correct password, okay, and when you click on login, you are basically redirected to this particular page. But the issue that we saw is if someone knows this URL, localhost colon 5173 slash track, or in your actual website, it will be something like www.nutrify.com slash track. So if someone knows the exact URL that you get to after login, they can save that URL or they can copy that URL, and no matter where they open it, right, where they open it in any browser anywhere without even logging in, you will see that particular URL works perfectly fine. That means right now it's good. After logging in, we are getting redirected to the actual place or actual page where we want to go. But right now that page is not protected. When I say protection, that means that page should not be accessible if the user is not logged in. Is that clear, guys? So if someone knows the URL that you get after login, anyone can just remember that URL and anytime they can just come into your site without logging in. And this is something we want to protect. Is that clear, guys? So now let's go. And first of all, let's close Mozilla. We don't want any, unwanted load on the PC. So now see, guys, what's happening here? Okay, see, yesterday we did this, right? So if we have the token, that means basically when we send the login request to the server returns a token. We saw all this yesterday. So if we get the token, then we put the token and all the details in the local storage, and also we navigate to the tracking page, correct? And we navigate to the tracking page because we have a route to go to the tracking page like this. Let me quickly close this side. We have this route. So the issue is right now, this route, if someone passes /track, we directly go to the track component. We want to protect this route. So this concept that we're going to be doing till now is called as route protection. The concept that we're going to be doing now is route protection. That means we want some routes to be available publicly, like login and register. You can directly put them. You can directly put them in your browser. You can access those pages. It's completely fine for me because that registration and login, it's public to everyone. But tracking page or tracking route should only be accessible if someone is logged in. Other than that, it should not be there. Okay, so we'll be doing that the first thing for this day. Please make a video in full stack. And definitely, Saurav, definitely, buddy, please don't spam the chat. But yeah, definitely that is in my mind. So we'll be making that as well. Probably, let's see, next week or next to next week, something like that. We'll be definitely doing it. Don't worry, buddy. So guys, understood what is the problem we are facing and what we need to solve here? Please confirm that quickly, guys. Everyone understood? And also, guys, yesterday I told you that whenever we perform login, okay, let me just, show it to you. Let me just go to login component and let me just print the data for a second here. Right? So if you remember yesterday, guys, when the login was successful, we were getting a message called as login success. And with that, we were also getting a token, right? As I told you in the API, I'll make some changes so that the API doesn't only return the login success message and the token, it should also return the user ID and user's name. That's it. I added few things in there. I have just updated the API. And now see, now if you log in, let me show you. Now if you log in with the correct username password, so let's say Okay, and password. So now you get this. See, you can see the whole thing. Now you also get the message, but you also get the name of the user, which we can use to display somewhere, right? That Saurabh is logged in. We are still getting the token. And now, guys, we are also getting the user ID, which is completely unique for that user. And we need this. Okay, we are going to be needing this user ID quite a few times. That's why when someone logs in, now if they are perfectly logged in, if they're authenticated, we get back a message which we can display anywhere, which we also get a name, which we can again display anywhere. We get a token, which we have to send from now on to every request. Otherwise, the API will not work, right? I hope remember, let me quickly open that sheet that we have, in which we have mentioned that how many API endpoints can be called without token and how many API endpoints can be called with a token. So let me just go there. And here we go. Okay, not this. Yeah, this one. So we know that register and login can be called without token. That's why we are calling it without token. But the other endpoints, they need a token. Without token, you cannot access them. That is why we have got the token back. Okay. And we have also got the user ID because you can see, guys, in some of the things, see, in this particular endpoint, we have to send the user ID as well. That's why when someone logs in, we get the user ID from there. The backend sends us the user ID. And in future, to call this endpoint, we can use that user ID. Okay. But now, to do all this, let's do a proper setup. Okay. So let's go, guys. Let's go. So now see, guys, yesterday, when we were getting this data back, when we were successfully getting logged in, we were getting all this stuff, right? If you go here, we were getting all this stuff, right? Message, name, token, all that stuff. So now, first, we were storing everything inside local storage so that we can access it at any point of time. So even if my browser closes, if I come back, this data will be there in the browser's local storage and I can access it. And also, we were moving on to the track page. Okay. Now, guys, we need to do one very, very important thing. That is, what we'll do is, whatever we are storing in local storage, we will also store that in a context like this token, because we want to use this token quite a few times. And we have to use it in different components. So what we will do is we will store this token and this user ID in a context so that we can use it at any component, right? Guys, I hope you remember context. Context is a way of creating a global state, right? In which we can store data and access it in any component at any point of time without any issues. I hope you remember, guys. We create context so that we can store data in that context and then access that data anywhere in our whole application tree in any component. And guys, our token and our user ID, we are going to be using it a lot in each and every component. So I'm not going to again and again get it from local storage. I will get it once, store it in the context, and then use it anywhere in our whole component tree. Is that clear, guys? Got the idea? See, the reason I'm storing it in local storage so that if my browser closes down or if I come back tomorrow, I will still have the details. That's why I'm storing it in local storage. And the reason I'm storing it in context as well, so that, in my whole application, I can access the data seamlessly. I don't have to get it back from local storage again and again, again and again, again and again. Is that clear, guys, everyone? I hope you're getting the whole concept here, right? Hopefully you're getting the whole concept, guys. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, we're going to be creating a context in which we want to store the name of the user because we want to display it everywhere, the token and the user ID. Cleared, guys? Got the idea? So let's first of all create a context. Now see, guys, while learning, we created the context directly on my app file. But that's not a good practice. Again, it's fine if you do it, but it's just a single line of code. But if you put it in the app component, wherever you import that context, you always have to get it from the app component. That's not a good practice. So what we'll do is we'll create one more folder. Okay, not new file, new folder actually. So new folder, and we'll name it as context, something like that. And all the context which I'm going to be creating from now on, which they will live in this folder. Guys, again, it is just going to be a function which I can directly create on my app component as well. But we are not doing it here. So right click, new file, and let's call it as a user context because I'm going to be using it for user details. Okay. Or you can also call it as auth context because you're using it for user authentication. So again, you can give it any name. So let's call it as user context .jsx. Okay. And guys, see, it is not going to be a component. It's going to be a very simple file which simply takes create context from React and just simply creates a context and exports it. So export const, name it anything. So I'm going to name it as user context. Okay. And that should be it. Equals create context, right? So now this is your context variable. If you want to name it properly, you can also just give caps so that you can identify it very easily. So now guys, see, initially what we used to do when we learned context, these two things we did inside app.jsx. And then wherever we required it, we had to import it from app.js. So that was not looking very good. That's why we created a separate file in which we create the context object and export it. So now wherever we need it, we can go, okay, and just import it. So import. So rather than creating it in my app file, I'm importing it here. That's it. So that I can maintain it separately. So import user context that we have created from that file. Okay. And now we can pass a provider here, right? That's what we do, right, guys? So to the whole application, I'm going to be providing. That's it. To the whole application. So I'm just passing it as a parent of everything. So in the whole application, this context will be available. Guys, I hope that you guys remember the context. Again, guys, if you're new, if you're watching it for the first time, this is the part of a big React course that we have done. So also watch the previous videos if you want to understand how this context and all is working. Okay. So guys, what we are doing now. So just to give you an idea, just to again give you a base idea, let me quickly, jump onto Jamboard. What we are doing right now, I'm going to be telling you. So now, if you're watching it from the start, you know this, what's happening. But if you're new, this is our application. Okay. So what we are doing it, we are wrapping the whole application inside a context, right? And now, wherever I need or whenever I need, I will give some data to the context. So let's say I have some components like component A, component B, component C, component D. So from component A, I'll give some data to the context. Now that data will be stored globally. And now if any component needs that data, they will directly ask the context, please give me this data, please give me this data, easily, right? That's the whole concept that we learned about context. Again, guys, if you want a clear understanding of context, please watch my context. There, I have a separate video on just explaining context. Okay, but in this case, that's a simple idea. This is our application. We have a bunch of components. Any component can store data in context, and then any component can take data from that context at any point of time without even talking with each other. So any component can store data in context, and any component can take it from the context. So we wrap the whole application around the context. That's what we are doing here. We wrap the whole browser router inside which we have the routes, inside which we have the components, inside a user context that we have created. And now we can give it the value which we want to be available to the whole component tree of React. Okay, we can give it any value. So now guys, in this case, what I'm going to be doing here is I am going to be creating a state variable which I want to make a global. So const, okay, not here, sorry, wrong place, here. So const, let's call it as, user details, something like that. Or we can give it some separate name, logged in user. Okay, so let's call it as logged user. Okay, guys, so let's call it as logged user. And then we have a function called as set logged user, which can change it at any point of time. So set logged user. Okay, and then equals to, in this, basically, I'm going to be storing the details. Initially, we can keep it null, or we can also keep it as a blank object. Anything is fine. Okay, but in this case, let's just keep it null. It's okay. Is that clear, guys? Now see, what's our plan? Our plan is whenever we get this whole data, now guys, don't worry about the error right now. We are doing a lot of things. See, our plan is whenever we get this data, we'll just directly set this whole data into this logged user variable. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll pass this variable, which is logged user, and also the function, which is set logged user, as values for my context. Is that clear, guys? So I'm passing this logged user variable and this set logged user function as a values for this context. This is what we exactly did in the use context lecture as well. Okay. So guys, what I'm planning here is whatever data I get after successfully logged in, I want to put this whole data inside this logged user variable. Initially it is null. So I'm passing the logged user variable as well as set logged user function inside the value of the context. That means I can use the logged user variable and the set logged user function anywhere in my whole component. Is that clear, guys? Why do you prefer, what do you prefer? Model or drawer? I think that depends, right, Sabin? Depends on the kind of use case. If it is navigation, I normally go for drawer. If it is some kind of message display or product display, in that case, I go for model. Okay, is that clear, guys? Are we cleared with the logic, what I'm trying to do? Can you please confirm that quickly? Sir, I have one question. I don't know this question is right or wrong. Wherever we are using login and sign up in our application, we have to use context API. It's not important. See, again, there are three ways. Either you use Redux, or you use context, or you fetch data every time you need from local storage. Now, which one do you prefer? Because see, Akhilesh, if you have 30 components, and let's say out of those 30, you have 25 components where you want the logged in user detail. So in all the components, so see, while you logged in, you stored the data in local storage, correct? So now, in other 25 components, whenever you need those details, are you going to fetch it again and again from local storage? No, that's a bad idea, right? Rather than that, store it in a context so that in the whole application, whenever you need, you can get it from the context. Is that clear, buddy? Is it clear, Akhilesh? I hope you got the idea. So guys, I hope you're understanding what we did here, right? Now, two things. Context is created, all set, done. Now we can use it anywhere in the whole tree. That's completely fine. And now guys, see the main thing, okay, which is going to be, we'll go in login. Now we'll do three things in login. We're going to be doing three things in here. First, this is the line where we are sure that we are logged in successfully because we got the token. Once we get the token, we set the whole data to the local storage. Why in the local storage? So that if our application closes and we logged in the next time, we can still get that data. See, if you don't want to get the data, don't store it in local storage. See, the only reason why we are storing it in local storage is so that if my application closes and even after 20-30 minutes, I open my application again, I'll be still logged in. That's why we are storing it in local storage. We are storing the same data in context so that at any point of time in the whole application, I can get that data. That's it. If you don't want to use that data, or if you want to log out when the application closes, no need to store it in local storage. Just store it in context, use it until your application is on. Once it is closed, you will be logged out. So again, guys, I'm showing you two different things. In this case, I want both. That's why for getting the session whenever the application closes, for that we are using local storage, and also to use the data in the whole application, we're also going to be putting in the context. So now guys, how do we use context, everyone? To use context, we need a hook called as use context. Okay. And also we need to import that context from there that we have created. So import user context. Okay. And now how do we get it? Very simple. Let's call it as const, let's say user data or something like that, or logged in data, or whatever you want to call it, guys. So let's call it as logged in data equals, we'll use context and we'll pass that context object here. So user context. Okay, that's it. So guys, that means now this variable and this function are stored inside this object. That means with the help of this object, we can either use this variable and we can also use the setter function. Simple logic. So now let's go ahead and let's use the setter function. So see, the logic is, as soon as I am sure I'm logged in, I'm going to pass that data which is holding message, name, token, user ID into the context object. So logged in data dot set. What is the function name, guys? I forgot the function name. What was the function name? Set logged user. So let's take it. And again, guys, just to confirm, if you if you want to just get confirmed, let's do this. Let me show you what we are doing here. See, if I just remove it for now, and if I just console.log it for you, this logged in data. Let me show you. I hope everyone remembers from the context what we get, but just to show you, in this logged in data, what do we get? And also let's do it inside a use effect so that it will not hamper anything else. So that it will be called whenever the component loads. Just to test, let's do it in the use effect. And let's say for now, I only want to call it once. Okay. Now see that, guys, everyone. Let's go. See, initially it's having a logged user, which is null, and a set logged user, which is a function. That means this logged in data, which we are getting from context, it's having the exact same thing which we passed as value, right, guys? This is what we learned in context, correct? Just to be clear. So we are giving this variable and this function to the context, and here we are getting it from the use context. So in this particular variable, we have that exact same thing, logged user and set logged user. And we're going to be calling this function to change the state of this variable. Okay, so let's go. And also let's call this use effect for every render and every render so that you can understand what's going on. Okay, so now we'll be storing it in local storage, and we'll be also calling it logged in data dot, what is the function name? Set logged user. So set logged user, and we'll be just passing the exact same data that we are getting. That's it. So now this data is going actually in this variable logged user. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? Are we understanding what's happening here? That's it. So now we stored that data in local storage, and we also stored that data in the context variable, and then we simply move ahead. Guys, are we cleared? Can you please confirm that quickly? Are we cleared with this? Everyone? And see, storing it in local storage is kind of like storing it in cookie. So guys, are we cleared? Everyone? Please tell me, are we cleared or not in this case? Just to confirm, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's log in and let's see if that logged user gets the data or not. And also, for now, let me remove this use effect. And let's have a use effect on app component so that, if this state changes, this use effect will be called, because this state variable is on the app component, right? So now see, guys, what is there in this logged user initially? Okay, what happened? Something happened. Use effect doesn't. Okay, I didn't import it. Sorry. Let me quickly import it. So import use effect. That should be it. Here we go. Now you can see that, guys, initially use effect is null. All good, right? Initially, this use effect is printing logged user, which is initially null. Now we know as soon as I perform login, okay, as soon as I perform login, I am going to be extracting the same function from the context, and I'll be setting an object which will be settled in this variable, right? Let's see. So sgupta@gmail.com and Saurabh. And see, guys, here we go. That object is printed. Okay, just to confirm if that object is getting printed, let me also, print something like this, a string like context object, just to confirm. Okay, so now let's log in again. Otherwise, you'll be confused what's happening because we are printing it so many times, right? So sgupta@gmail.com and Saurabh. And see, guys, context object. Here we go. Your context object is having this whole data. All set, guys? Everyone? Done. So now you have also stored it in local storage to confirm that. See, initially context object was null. Then context object got this whole data. So we created a context object on the app component. That's a state which we are passing to the context. Why state? So that we can change it from anywhere. And whenever it changes, the component will re-render. Secondly, so we created the context object on the app component and we change its detail from the login component. That is the use of context, right? So I can access those things anywhere and I can do the changes wherever I want. A global, so now we have two things. See, in the context, we are passing two things. A variable which can be used globally and a function which is going to change that variable, and also that function can be used globally. That means I can use this data globally anywhere in my whole React application, and I can also use this function globally anywhere in my React application. And this function is responsible for changing the data of this variable. And that's it. You got it, guys? Now this whole thing is in context and I don't have to worry about fetching data from local storage again and again. I can simply get it from the context wherever I want. I only need the local storage if my browser closes up and I again open it up. So I want the application to check the local storage. If in the local storage we have the token, that means last time we were logged in. So please log in again without asking me about login. Is that cleared, guys? Everyone, I really hope we are getting cleared here. Guys, I'm really hoping we are getting cleared here. See, just Drex. Okay, guys, if you're confused why I created a separate folder, see, guys, if needed, we can create it in our app folder only. But just to maintain, see, we can create it here only. Completely fine, Drex. It's just I created it separately so that we can maintain the context object separately. Because when you import it, then you write import user context from app. So it doesn't look good. Why we are importing from app? App is a component. So that sounds a little odd because I want my app to behave like a component. It will still be a component, but it doesn't look good. Right? That's why just these two lines, we did it in a separate file. Okay. So that in here, we can still have the user context. So either create it here or create it in another file and import it. It is all the same thing. But if it is another file, we can have any name we want. Is that clear, Drex? Got the idea? Hopefully, it's one and the same thing. If you do it in app, so see, logic. If I create those objects in app, right, and in login, I'm importing that, right? So I have to write import user context from app. That doesn't look good. That one component is importing one property from some other component. That doesn't look good. That is the reason I created a separate file. Cleared? So everywhere I can only write this context plus user context. It also sounds very meaningful, right? We are getting a context from a context folder, something like that. Okay. Practically, it's all same. Theoretically, it is looking a little better now, right? Okay, guys, so all set. Now then, let's do the route protection, everyone. So let's see how to do route protection. Are we ready, guys? Everyone, please confirm that. Are we ready? Guys, please confirm. Let's go ahead. We don't use session in this, Kanan, because we are not working in the backend. Now we are using token-based authentication, not the session-based. So we don't have to, worry about this session anymore. Okay, but now, guys, you can see one thing. Guys, one really problematic thing, that when I refresh my page, my context again becomes null. Last problem, right? Last problem. Before we solve everything, guys, see, from my perspective, this is the most complicated part that we are doing right now. If you understand this, everything else is going to be cakewalk. So please focus on this. Now, one last problem that we have is, if my page gets refreshed, that means if my component reloads, my context becomes null again. See, so the issue is, initially your context is null. Correct, everyone? Initially, your context is null. Perfect. Only when you log in, you tell the context, okay, fine, I'm giving you this data. Context, I'm giving you this data. But if you again refresh the page, this app component is loaded again, and it again makes it null. Is that clear, guys? Everyone getting the idea? That means every time if you refresh the page, so initially it's null, all good. You log in, it got the object. But when you refresh again, it again becomes null. I don't want that. I don't want it to become null again. Getting the point, guys, everyone? So now in that case, what can we do? And that is the best part now. We have also stored it in local storage. So no matter how many times you refresh the page, in your local storage, you still have it. And from there, you can take it at any point of time. See, in your local storage, you still have it. You still have the whole thing in the local storage. So what we can do is we can ask that any time the component loads. So will you have a use effect now? This is the use effect. We know, right? This is getting called. So any time the component loads, for the first time, we want to check if, first of all, if in the local storage, we already have this whole thing, this token logic. So see, guys, if we don't have it, we'll get null. Okay, if we don't have Nutrify user, we'll get null. If we have Nutrify user, that means the user was logged in last time. Correct, guys? So we'll do this. If local storage dot get item, one thing, if local storage dot get item Nutrify user, if it is not equal to null, that means last time when I logged in, I stored it in local storage. If it is null, then we can, go back to the login page. Okay, please log in because there's no good thing going on here. So what we can do now is we can go here and we can send them back to login page. So for that, again, guys, we need to programmatically redirect. For that, we need use navigate. So import use navigate. Okay, I think we have React Autodom already. We can just put it there. Yep, here. Okay, use navigate. So else simply let's consume the use navigate. So const navigate. Don't worry, guys. I'll explain it again if you want. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. We are doing a really good thing. So yeah, it will take time. So let's have the use navigate. So now I'll tell you what will happen. We are creating something really amazing, guys. A proper login system. So navigate back to login. Navigate back to /login. Okay, all set. And if we have this data, so set this context variable. And guys, see, we are in now, right now, we are in the same page as where the state variable is. So we don't need to use the context object. We can directly use the function. So set logged in, set logged user, whatever data you're getting from the local storage. Now see, guys, in local storage, you have stored everything as string. So you also need to get it back as an object. So for that, JSON dot parse. So while storing it in local storage, we converted the data to a string. Now again, getting it back from the local storage, we are converting string to again JavaScript object. So JSON dot parse this whole thing which you're getting. Now you will see the real magic, everyone. You will see the real magic. So setting it, and also let's log it, or we no need to log it actually, but all is good now. Okay, and everything should be fine. Okay, let me show you one more thing. And also, if it happens directly, okay, let me first of all just print it for you. So console.log logged user. Now see, guys, everyone, one final test. See, refresh the page. Okay, there's some issue. What is that? Okay, only in the context of a router. Okay. So right now my app component is outside the router. So we cannot use navigate outside the router. Okay. That means we also need to put this whole thing. That means, guys, see, the logic is our app component should also be inside the router. We cannot use this navigate outside the router. So in this case, what can we do? We can wrap the whole thing in here, because see, here we are loading it, right? Where is it? Yes, see, here we are loading the app component. So what the application is saying is, you cannot use this navigate function, this use navigate hook and all that stuff outside the browser router. And that's what we are doing. We are trying to use it outside the browser router. So for that case, guys, our app component should also be inside the browser router. Right now, we don't have it because this is our app component and this is our browser router here. So now what can we do for this? We need a proper solution to perform navigate. Okay. But anyway, guys, we are directly going to login only, right? So I think we don't need it, but we still need to navigate to the next page if the user is there. So for that, what can we do? What can we do? Okay, guys. So I think you know what needs to be done here. We can take this browser router and wrap it around app component. So let's do that. Let's import browser router here in our main.jsx. So import browser router and let's wrap the app component around browser router. Okay, hopefully that should be it. And let's remove the browser router from here, because now the app component is also inside browser router, so you don't need it here. Hopefully it will work. Hopefully it should work. Let's test it. Yep, all good, all good, all good. Okay, so guys, what we did simply is we were trying to use this navigate function, but this navigate function or this use navigate hook can be only used in a component which is inside the browser router, right? And inside the browser router, we only had these components: app component which is this one, was outside the browser router. That's why what we did, we go in the main.jsx where we load the app component and wrap it inside browser router. Everything is still fine, all good. Okay guys, something new, right? Something really cool and new. Okay then, now the final proceedings. Okay, we are still getting null initially because we are setting it here, so remove it from here. Okay, now guys, focus on the whole thing. Okay, see, if I go ahead and delete it from the local storage, so local storage dot, I'm resetting the whole application. Remove item. Come on, man, show me remove item. Remove item. I'm removing the Nutrify user from here. That's gone. And now if you refresh the page, see, guys, what will happen now? Now you have removed the Nutrify user from local storage. That means now there is no information in the local storage. And guys, what's your code here? As soon as the component loads, you check. If you have this Nutrify user inside local storage, then you set that to logged user. Otherwise, you directly transfer back the user to login. Let's do it. Let's refresh the page. If there is nothing, we should go back to login. Let's see. And see guys, we are sent to the login, everyone. Now it's perfectly fine. That means, okay, let me just quickly switch on to live chat. Yep. That means now one part is done. If someone comes back, so if I close my browser, if I come back, and if there is nothing in the local storage, that means last time you didn't log in. So you always go back to the login page. If I go back to track, see what happens. If I try to go to track, you see, you directly go back to login. Is that clear, guys? Everyone got the base idea? So still route protection is not done. We have done the very basic thing, that is, whenever we load the application for the first time, check if we have this in local storage. If we have the Nutrify user. If we have it, then set the context. Otherwise, go back to login. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? JSON.parse. See this, Stephen, buddy? While setting the item in local storage, see, the data that we got was a JavaScript object, correct? But local storage cannot store JavaScript object. So we converted that JavaScript object to string, right? So we converted that data, which was a JS object, to string by using JSON.stringify. We converted that to a string, correct? Because local storage cannot store objects. Now, in the local storage, we have stored string. So when we are getting it back, where is it? Where's my app component? Wait. When we are getting it back, now inside it was stored as a string, right? Right, Stephen? Inside, this whole thing was stored as a string. So we are again converting it back to the object. And then we are setting it to the logged user. That, which means this one. Is it cleared, buddy? Is it cleared? Exactly, jump into English. Logout simply means just clearing that whole thing from local storage and we are done. All set, all cleared. Now you guys are getting it. Cleared, guys, everyone. And also, guys, if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe. It means a lot to me and we are coming up with a lot of amazing sessions in future. Okay. So, guys, all set. What's happening here, everyone? All set till now? Hopefully, nothing is complicated. I know it's a big thing, so we have to grasp it slowly. But again, it's very important. So, yep, guys, we are all set. And now let's log in. So now we know that when we log in, again, the data will be settled into the, you know what, the local storage. And also now let me print console.log, that logged user, just to show you. See, initially it is null. Now when I logged in, so if I log in sgupta@gmail.com and Saurabh, login, see, we get it, we get to that page. And now if you check your local storage, which see, we have it, Nutrify user and everything that is there. You can just see it here, the hint. And now if you refresh your page, see, there is data stored in that. Okay, you can see local is getting printed. That means now it's not null anymore. Is that cleared, guys? Okay, that's not local printed. I'm really sorry. Wait, I'm printing it before setting. So that is why it's printing like that. But anytime I refresh my page, it gets settled and that's fine actually. See guys, it's not getting printed because every time I'm printing it before setting it. So I need one more use effect to print it just to show you. Okay. So maybe what we can do, we can say that you should be called whenever the logged user changes, just to show you, because I want to print it. Now see, here we go. See that, guys? Now I can see the logged user is there. Is that clear, guys? Hopefully now it's cleared, everyone. Just wanted to show you that. That's it. Okay. Just wanted to show you that. All cleared, guys? Okay. All set, everyone. Nice and simple. And now let's do the logic of route protection. At least now, if I close my, now guys, again, the main logic. Let's close this. Let's say I accidentally close my browser. Okay. And now if someone logs in again to that same, see, you're already logged in. Is that clear, guys? That's what we wanted. You're not going back to the login page. You are already logged in. Understood, guys, what we wanted to achieve? That's the help of local storage. So now, when you load your application for the first time, first it checks in the local storage, do you have that data? If you have it, I'll set that data to the context for the use case so that I can use it anywhere. And also, you're fine. But if that data is not there, I'll directly send you back to login page. So when you load the application for the first time, either you were logged in last time, so I'll let you directly, otherwise directly to the login. And I'll also set the data to context. And also, if you log in, so let's say you are not logged in, so you'll go back to the login page. Perfect. And on the login page, when you perform login, then we set that data to local storage. So for the next time, we can have it. That's it, guys. All cleared, everyone? That's the whole logic. Hopefully it's cleared. And now we are ready for performing route protection. So logic is, guys, see, let's say you are loading my application for the very first time. That means there is nothing in the local storage, correct? So you directly go back to login page. Nice and simple. You log in. Once you log in, you store that data in local storage. You also store it in context for the use case so that you can use it. And now you're using it and you close the application. And you again load the application tomorrow. Now yesterday, you logged in. That's why the data is there in the local storage. So now when you open it, you're directly in the login page. You don't have to log in again. Is that cleared, guys? Everyone, hopefully the whole picture is cleared here in front of you. Nice and simple. Amazing, right? And now finally, let's do the route protection. So that, see, right now only our main page is protected. What about the other routes? We don't want anyone to use any other routes. Is that clear, guys? We have done somewhat the logic of route protection, but not completely. So we need to do that as well. Okay. So guys, let's go and let's do route protection as well. But I think will this work for route protection as well? Let me just confirm. Will this completely work for route protection? See, every time we log in, if we don't have the token, we directly go back to login. And this is written on the main page. That means if you directly go to any other page, app component will definitely load and this will... but in our case, people can't even go to registration page. Yes, that's the issue. So we need to protect only few routes, not each and every route. So yeah, let's go. See guys, in this case right now, there's some problem that if they want to go to register, okay, we are able to go to register. That's nice. Login, register, it's all working. And this is, I'm just want to confirm, like just want to, even I'm confirming my mind that if this is the perfect thing to do. So if the application loads, if there's no local storage, you go back to login. You can also go to registration. You can perform registration. You can perform login. Okay. Nice. So it's only to check if you were logged in last time or not. This is not route protected till now. Yes. Because if I directly now try to access my tracking page, if someone tries to access their tracking page, okay, this will be called and it will check if you have, I think this will also work. Yes. If I have n number of components, see, if I now try access tracking anywhere else, let's see guys, if this whole thing is solving a route protection thing. Let's open Firefox. Just a second. And let's load this again. Yeah, you're going back to login page. Okay, this is working. Without even writing any logic for route protection, this is working fine. Let's create one more component just to test. But I think for the other component, it might cause an issue, but let's test it. Let's test. Let's create one more component just to test. New file, demo.jsx. But I think demo, it will go. For demo, it will go there. Okay, let's see. No. How is the registration working then? Let's confirm that. We go to register. Okay. If we are going to track, okay. So in track, it checks if you're logged or not. Now I'm a little confused here. Login details disappear. It's up to us. We can set a token expiry date. It's up to us, Stephen. It's completely up to us. Now, guys, again, I'm a little confused. Don't worry. It's a lot of thing to do here. So let me first check. If I'm going to track page, it's checking if we have it, okay, and it's reverting me back to login. Then why it is not doing it on the register page as well? It should do it on the register page as well. It should send me back to login if I don't have the token. Okay, let's try it in another browser. Because we have a, see, it's working. So guys, yeah, that's why I was confused. That is the reason I was confused. So now the problem is, no matter in whatever page you go, it feeds you back to login. It just throws you back to login. No matter, so registration is also not working. Guys, understood? That was my confusion. Because according to practical logic, you should now be back to login every time. So guys, that's the issue. The issue with this right now is, the issue with this whole idea right now is that whenever you go to any page, it checks if you have it in your local storage. Only if you have it, it lets you go. Otherwise, it directly redirects back to login. That means even you try to load the registration page, at that time also, this logic is getting called. And at that time also, it is checking if you have this. If you don't have this, it sends you back to login. That means you're also unable to load the registration page. So that's an issue because there are few pages which I want to load. So guys got the idea. That means the logic that we have written right now here is working for everything. That means I can't load any page without token. But there might be few pages, right, which I want to load without token. Like registration or some product display or something like that. Got the idea, guys? That means we cannot write this code here. We cannot write this code here. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? Getting the point? Or we can just stop throwing. We can just stop throwing people back to login. Okay, we can only use if you have it, then we'll just set it. That's it. If it is not null, then we'll set it. Otherwise, we won't set it. Is it clear, guys? So throwing logic is not the best way because if you throw, you can't open any page. So now let's write a good logic to properly throw. Is that clear? We will decide where we want it and where we don't want it. Is it clear, guys? Everyone, can you please confirm that quickly? Are you getting the point, everyone? Hopefully. So we'll stop the throwing logic here. We are not going to throw anyone. Okay, we'll stop the throwing logic because we are unable to load any page. So now let's write a proper route protection logic. And for that, guys, we're going to be creating a component. Let's call it as private component. So private.jsx. Okay. So export default function. Let's call it as private. Got the idea, guys? The problem, because we wrote the code on the main page itself in the app component. So no matter whatever is loading, whatever page we try to load, this code will get called because it's on the main page. And if this is getting called, if we don't have local storage, it will directly send you back to login. So even if you go to register, it is sending you back to login. That's something we don't want. We want few pages to be loaded and few pages to not be loaded. That's why let's write a good logic for that now. So we are creating a private function in which we are expecting few props. Okay, guys? And now here is gonna be the main logic of checking and allowing. Is that clear, guys? So now here, what we're gonna be doing is we are gonna be checking the context object, if it is having the data or not. So import the context, which is user context. So user context, okay, and also use context so that we can use it. Import use context, okay, and now let's get it outside first. So const logged data equals use context, user context. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? All set? That means, see, whenever initially it will be null. And also we'll check if there is something in the local storage. If it is not there, it will again be null. It will still be null, right? So I'm checking here. If log data dot logged user is still null. So now here's the main logic, guys. See. Now the final thing. We are done. The final thing. Return some data, and that data will be if. So we can't write if, we know that. So log data dot, what is the property name in app component? Logged user. So if log data dot logged user is not equal to null, if it is not equal to null, then we want to return a component, or we want to load a component which will receive in the props. So props dot some component will come. Don't worry, I'll explain you what we are doing here. Otherwise will navigate back to login. So guys, we also have one more property called as navigate, which also comes from React Router DOM, which is a coding way or the JSX way of redirecting. So navigate to slash login. And now see guys the whole logic. Now the whole logic is it in place. See. So let's go. Guys, please focus. Okay, I'm going to explain you everything from start. You come on the app for the first time. Okay, amazing, nice. Okay, so first what happens? You come on the app for the very first time. This variable gets created, logged user, and initially it is null. All good, perfect. Right now we also know that there is nothing in the local storage. So we try to get it. Oh, check if there's something in the local storage. It's null, so this condition won't execute. So yeah, our variable is still null. And now it will let you go wherever you're going. So let's say login page. So you go to login page. So now login page is loaded, or your register page. That's also loaded. All good. Perfectly fine. Now let's say you log in. So when you log in, okay. So guys, let's do this. I'm going to open a Jamboard to explain you this. I know it's a little complicated stuff, but don't worry guys. I'm here for you. Okay. So see everyone, this is your context. And this is your application. Okay. In the context, you have a variable called as logged. What is the name, guys? Logged user. So let's call it as logged user. Initially, it is null. Okay, guys, everyone, perfectly fine. Please try to please focus. You'll understand everything. So initially, this logged user is null. You come onto the application for the first time. Logged user is null. You check the local storage if it is null or not. Because local storage is also null, nothing will happen. This whole code won't execute. Leave that. Perfectly fine. And now, in the context, you're passing logged user. That's why logged user is available in the context. And it is still null. It is still null. Okay. So it's null. No issues. And now wherever you're going on slash login, it will let you go. Go to login, go to register. Up to you. It will let you go. All good. Now let's say you go on login page and you perform login. Okay, you perform the login logic and now you're logged in. Because you're logged in, it will set the data in local storage. So guys, let's call this as your local storage. Let's say this is your local storage. Okay, this is your local storage. Now in the local storage, you have some data. So now you have some data in local storage. Okay, all good. You have some data in the local storage. All good. And it will also set that data into the logged in data set logged user. That means in this variable, because this set logged user is a function, right? Is a function which you use to set data for this logged user variable, correct? So now, whatever data you got, it will also be settled for this. So now data is also available here. So now it got the data. Now it's no longer null. All good. So after login, your local storage also got the data. Your logged user also got the data. So all good. And you are redirected to which page? Track page. So now you're on track page. Perfectly fine. All good. Perfect. Okay. Now you're on track page and let's say you close the application. Okay. You close the application. Now then, next thing is when you come back to the application for the next time, what will happen now? Now When you load the application, this again becomes null because context variable, if you close the application, everything resets because it's an application variable. It goes away. But in the local storage, you still have data. So now if you come back again, now it checks. Initially it's null. Okay, get back to null. And now again check if local storage is null. No, local storage is not null. Now it's having data. And because it's having data, you set the logged user to data. So now it again gets back the data. That's it. So that's what you're doing. So whenever the application is loaded, check if there is something in the local storage. If it is there, get it back and do nothing. And then after that, allow you to any route. But right now, I'm allowing you to any route blindly. Right now, I'm allowing you to any route blindly. For example, even if I don't have anything local in the local storage, see, so if I just go ahead and if I remove it, local storage dot remove item, and if I try to go to track, you can see it is still letting me go to the track. This is what I don't want. So for this, what I did initially I put a else here and I was letting people go to login directly, but then it was hampering every route, right? If I put a else and let them go back to login, it was hampering every route. That means this was not the correct place because it is blocking everything, register and all. We want to decide which route we want to block or which route we don't want to block. For that case, I created one more component called as private, in which I'll pass some props. And the whole job of this private component is to check if in your log data, you have something. Okay. If it is not null, then I'll load the component whichever you pass in prop. Whatever component you want, pass it in prop, I'll load that component for you. Otherwise, I'll again take you back to login. So now in this case, guys, what we'll do, we'll go to any route that we want to work with private. So let's go to the app component again. Now the whole picture, guys, here it will be clear. Okay. Now, if someone goes to /track, rather than loading the track component directly, we will actually load the private component. We will load the private component. And to the private component, as a child, as a property, guys, as a prop, we'll pass a component prop. Guys, again, it can have any name, but just to give the idea, we are passing it as component. We'll pass the component which we want to load as a child, like this track I'm passing here. Okay, and there's some issue, yeah, bracket. So now, guys, what I'm saying is, if someone is trying to go to track, don't let them go to track. First, go to private component and pass the track component as a child, as a prop, component prop. Okay. So it will go to private component and the private component checks if the logged in data is there. If it is there, then load the component coming in the prop, which is your passing track. That means it will load the track. Otherwise, navigate them back to login. And this is what we wanted, guys. And now, if someone goes to track, okay, first of all, let's log in, but it's not redirecting back to login. Private is not defined. Oh, I think I didn't import it. Let me quickly import private, guys. So import, private. And now see, if someone tries to go to track, go back to login. On register, they can go. On login, they can go. But they cannot go on track. And same, we can have some more components as well. Let's have a demo component. Okay, we have a demo component. Nice and simple. Let's do something here. Export default demo. Okay. Function. And let's return some dummy things like return I am demo. Now let's also create a route for this and also let's protect it. Okay. See, guys. So now if I go ahead and create a route for this, so same logic, we'll need the exact same logic. And let's call it as /demo. /demo. And let's pass demo component here. Demo. Now see, if someone tries to go to /demo, they won't be allowed as well. See, no, they can't go. Is that clear, guys? But if you're logged in, you can go. Let me show you. sgupta@gmail.com. Login. Now see, track is there and you can also go to demo if you try. See, oh, okay, no. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? This should not happen. Guys, I hope you're getting the idea at least. Okay, now there's some issue. Don't worry, we are making it live. It happens, on the spot we are creating everything. So yeah, we need to, figure out what's the issue. I think it's because of this log data only. Maybe after login, it's setting the context. If the context is set, it should go to demo. Why it's not going? Okay. There is some issue going on. Let's see the private. If logged in or logged user is not null, then load the component. Otherwise, go to login. Okay, let's try to log data here just to check. Okay, so there's some issue, guys. Don't worry, we'll solve it definitely. Login. Okay, we are getting logged user. That's completely fine. But what is happening when we are going on demo? Okay, it's getting null. Why is it getting null? Maybe because I'm typing in the route here directly. Okay, guys, let's get a link. Let's get a link because maybe we are typing the pages. Okay, guys, the page is getting refreshed. The page is getting refreshed, and whenever the page gets refreshed, we lose. But we should not lose because we're also setting it from the local storage, right? Like, what is the issue even if the page is getting that is why we are writing this load, so that even if the page is getting refreshed, we should still have the data. So in the app component, even if the page is getting refreshed, we should have this, right? Why it is getting null? See, if I create a link, let me show you. Let's go to track page and let's get a link for demo. Just see if it is working. Like, I want to see if it is only behaving that with a refresh of page. So link to demo. Now let me check. Okay, and if I click on demo, see, guys, that's what I told you, right? It's working internally, but only when I refresh the page, it's getting lost. Got the idea, guys? That's what I told you. When I refresh the page, at that time, what's happening is this is getting null. When you refresh the page, definitely it will get null, right, guys? Definitely it will get null. Correct. So what I'm thinking is, rather than doing this much like inside use effect, because use effect is called after the component is completely rendered, and that's why first the route is working, then the use effect is working. That's the issue, guys. So rather than using a use effect to set the variable, let's directly pass the local storage logic here. That means when the component loads, at that time only you get it. I don't want to write, because guys, the use effect gets called after the component has rendered completely. So component renders first, use effect is called later on. So till the time use effect is getting called, we are getting back to that, because use effect gets called, sets the variable, till that time we are redirected back. We don't want that. So I'm directly going to load it. Nutrify user. So now if it is null, it is null. Otherwise, no issues. See, if there is nothing in the local storage, it will be null. If it is there, we'll have data. Now, time to test it. So demo, and see, now it works. Even if the page refreshes, no issue, guys. Is that cleared? And now it is working completely fine. So the refresh was the issue. Is that cleared, guys? Please confirm that quickly. See, again, if you're not understanding, remember, use effect gets called after the whole render of the component. So see what's happening. When you refresh your page, because we wrote null here, logged user was getting null. That means whenever you refresh your page, logged user will get null because it resets. And then use effect is not getting called. We thought that use effect will be called, but use effect didn't get called. First, it called the route, correct? It called the route. Route tried to load the private component. In the private component, you mentioned if it is null, go back to login. So yeah, it was null because use effect is yet to get called. Because use effect will be called only when the whole component is painted or rendered. So we can't wait. Got the idea, guys? We can't wait till then. Because the thing was happening is private component is a component. So again, it will get rendered first. Only after the whole render, use effect will be called. So use effect is not called yet. That's why we didn't get data from local storage. That's why logged user is still null. And that's why it sends you back. That's why no use of use effect in this case. Directly. As soon as the page loads, directly to the logged user will get the local storage data. If it is not there, it will be null. If it is there, it will be data. No need of use effect in this case. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? And now we don't also need this navigate and all that. We are not redirecting it from here. Okay, and let me remove the use effect. We don't need it here. Let me remove the use navigate. And now, guys, one more thing. Since we are not using use navigate anymore, okay, we don't need to put browser router here in main.js. Remove it from here. Now we can put it back in its original place where it was initially there, so that there's no confusion. So app.js, put it back here. So guys, congratulations, you guys have actually gone through the whole complicated session. So this is what people don't talk a lot of time. They create basic routes, basic things. Now you have seen the whole process of literally everything. Now see, guys, if I go back and delete it from the local storage again, see, I'll explain it from the start now, once again. Bear with me for that case. So let me remove the item again and see if the item is not there, and if you refresh the page, you're on to login page. Correct, everyone? Simple. So first, what's happening? Guys, what is happening here? To understand that, please focus. Right now, you're on login page. Initially, when you came, you're directly on the login page. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? You are on the login page. And also in the context variable, in the logged user, you tell me, guys, right now, for the very first time, if we have not logged in ever, what will this give us? Let's see, guys, if you can answer. What will this line give us? You have not logged in any time. Right now, there's nothing in the local storage. What will this give us? Come on, tell me quickly, guys. What will this give us? Tell me quickly. Until that time, guys, please subscribe to the channel as well. Okay. Perfect, Bilal. Perfect. Right now, this will give us null. That means this logged user. So again, going back to Jamboard, it is null. And also there is nothing in the local storage as well. Okay, so it's also null. Perfect. All good. Amazing. Now you go ahead and you perform login. So sgupta@gmail.com, password Saurabh. Now you know that as soon as you log in, two things going to happen. Right? As soon as you log in, two things going to happen. What? Your local storage will get data and your context will also get data. So now, as soon as you log in, what will happen? This will get data and this will also get data. Perfect, guys? Nice. Let's log in then. Yes. And you're back to track page. Perfect. Okay. So when you tried to go to track page, what it did, guys? When you tried to go to track page, you know that when you try to go to track page, first it goes to the private page. Okay, it goes to the private page. In the private page, you check if log data.logged user, which is this variable, is null or not. So because it is not null, it's having some data, it lets you load the component which you plan, that is demo or track. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? That's why it lets you load the component. That's why even if you also try to go to demo now, it lets you go to the demo as well, because again it checks if this is there and it's there. That's why it also lets you go to the demo. Perfectly fine. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? And see the best part, even if I close the browser and if I open it again, you are still there without any issues. Last time you logged in. So guys, master, you are still there. Here we go. You're still there. You're logged in. Even after 2 weeks you come, it's there. Is that clear, guys? Null dega just like my girlfriend. Okay, Arsh. No issues, buddy. Definitely that null will be filled someday. Hoping all the best to you, Arsh. Okay. So guys, all cleared, everyone. Perfectly fine. All set. And now let's finally create the logout button and let's end this whole setup. Okay, then we'll be only left with tracking food and the internal task. So guys, yes guys, again see everyone, this is not an easy thing to do. This is not an easy thing to do. So you have to practice quite a bit. I know. So you have, see, trust me guys, once you practice, just once, it's done. You'll never forget this. Just practice it once because this is something tricky. This is done by people who sit in companies, right? They are developers working from 5-6 years and they develop all these things. So yeah, I know it's a little tricky, but you guys have to work. Yes, I can. Don't worry, buddy. See, we have actually done a lot of things today already. So, I don't want to burden with a lot of things. So we'll plan a third stream just for that internal task, tracking logic. I know because it will be a lot to take in on a single day, right? So what we can do is you guys can try it today and then, or you can just watch the video again and try to, put this whole thing inside your mind. And then tomorrow we'll be only left with tracking and displaying data. That's it. Easier task. Okay. Okay. See, guys, if you're confused between use navigate and navigate to, let me show you. See, there are three. I'll put it here. There are three ways to navigate. There are mainly three ways. There are four ways actually. One is the browser, directly writing in the browser, but we don't want that. Let's say there are three ways. So there are three ways to call a route. Listen to me very carefully, guys. There are three ways to call a route. One is you can use the link tag, but we know link tag will create a link on which you can click. Correct? First way is using the link tag. Correct? When you click on the link, you go to that route. First way to call the route. Second way is you're writing some program, some JavaScript program, and from that JavaScript program, you want to go somewhere to, you want to call a route and go to that. So for that case, you use navigate. Okay, and create a function out of it. Let's say we call it n, and then you use that n function to call whatever route you want, right? So you can use that n function to call whatever route. So let's say in this case /demo, and here also you can just do /demo. So this thing creates a link which you can click, correct, and go to the demo component. This is a programmatic way. That means let's say you did something called a function. Inside that function, you are doing something, and based on if the things are happening or not, you want to redirect. So the programmatic way, which we used in login, right? Where is our login? Here. If this was successful, we wanted to go to track. So we use the programmatic way, correct? Right? So we had use navigate and we use that function to redirect. Third way is using the JSX way. What if you want to redirect someone from the JSX logic? Because now this is the place where you can't write JavaScript. You can by using curly braces. But what if you don't want to? What if you want to redirect someone from the JSX way, using the tag way? So using the tag way, you have to do this, what we did here in the private component. See? So this is the return area. That means this is the JSX area. Correct, guys? This is the JSX area. So in the JSX area, you're checking, you're saying either I'm loading this component or I'm loading this component. And this navigate component redirects you to some component that you want to go to some route that you want to go to. So guys, this was the JSX area. So from the JSX area, if you want to navigate, that means you're loading some component, and in the JSX, you simply want to redirect somewhere, you can use the navigate. Is that clear? Link creates a clickable link. That means see, this thing doesn't happen automatically. This thing doesn't happen automatically. It creates a link, you have to click it. These two, they are automatic redirections. One is from the program, JS program. One is from the JSX area, if you want to use it as a tag. That's it. So three ways of redirecting. Three ways of calling a route. Depending on the use case, you can use anything from that. If you want to create a link on which we click, use the first one. If you want to programmatically do it, use the second one. If you want to do it from JSX, use the third one. Is it clear now, Drex? Okay. Exactly, Arsh. Exactly. Perfect. Perfectly explained. Perfectly, buddy. So guys, are we all cleared with what we have done today? So let's quickly go ahead first and create the logout. And guys, logout is nothing. It's simply just setting the context variable to null. Okay. Setting the context variable to null and also simply removing the local storage and going back to login. So guys, should we do it, everyone? Should we complete the logout at least? Then tomorrow we'll be only left with very simple thing. That's going to be, you know, loading the data, putting it, tracking it, and all that stuff. Guys, so guys, first of all, tell me, are we clear till now? Everything that we have done? I know it might be a little tricky. I definitely know that because it's not a piece of cake creating this whole login system properly. But now, guys, our login system is a lot closer to, a very good login system because everything is working just like a real app. You can go ahead, you can close the browser, you come back, you are still logged in, right? You can use the login data anywhere in your PC. So, right? So, guys, instead of calling this as demo, okay, let's get one more, component now, okay, which I'll be calling as your navigation component from where I can have a logout button and all that stuff, okay? Yes, Arsh. Yes, maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, so now guys, let's go everyone. Let's create a component called as, something like, what do we call it as navigation or what do we call it? How can I forget that? Let's call it as header. Okay, I'm not going to call it as navigation because you might get confused between navigation and navigate. That's why let's call it as header. Okay, and for now, very simple HTML, export default. Default spelling is mistake. There's a mistake in the default spelling. What is happening to my English today? Export default function header. Okay, and right now, guys, it's simply returning few links. That's all. So, do we need even a link? No, we just need a logout button, guys. That's all. So for now, return. Okay, a simple div, which will style tomorrow, guys. Don't worry, which will definitely style tomorrow. And right now, it's simply containing a UL with li. Okay, inside that we can have home, and let's say one home and one logout. That's it. Is it clear, guys? One home and one logout. Okay, guys, all set. Now, when I click on logout, I need to call a function. So let's create a function now. So function. So guys, see, what do we do when we log in? When we log in, we store the data in local storage, we store the data in context, and we redirect to tracking page. What will we do when we log out? The exact opposite. We'll delete the local storage, we'll make the context null, and also we'll go back to login page. That's the whole idea. So function logout, exact opposite. Okay, first of all, local storage dot remove item nutrify user. So simply just blindly go ahead and remove it. Remove nutrify user. One thing. Now we need to set the context to null as well. So for that we have to import the context. So import again user context and also import use context so that we can use that context so that we can set it to null. And here now we'll get it. So const again, guys, log data. Okay, I think somewhere I called it as log data and somewhere I called it as logged in data. So I think I should maintain that naming convention. So for that reason, what I'll do is I'll go to login component. I think here I'm calling it as logged in data. So here also, guys, I don't want to do that. I want to call it as log data only. I don't want to multiple different names everywhere. Log data. Everywhere I want to call it same. Okay. So here also I'm going to call it as logged data equals to use, again getting the context data here so that we can get the function. And once we get that function, log data dot set, what's the function name, guys? To change it, what's the function name? Set logged user. Set logged user back to null. And guys, what do we use to redirect programmatically? Navigate. So now see, in here we wanted to navigate programmatically. So import use navigate, create the variable const navigate equals use navigate, consume the hook, and now redirect to the login page again. So navigate back to login, and that's it, guys. Everyone, the whole thing is done. and let's call this function on this. So on click, simply log out. Now you can style it. We'll style it tomorrow. Don't worry. And guys, that's it. That's all, everyone. So we have a header component inside which we have two links, home and logout. On click of logout button or logout link, we just perform logout function. Logout function simply sets the local storage to null. That's what we are doing from browser till now. But again, remove the local storage, set the logged user context variable to null, and navigate back to login. And once everything is null, we know that even if we try to access something, we cannot until we log in. Because if everything is null, if there is nothing in local storage, you cannot access anything inside. So now, first of all, let's go to track page and load the header component there. Let's load the header component here. And now, guys, final testing, everyone. The logout testing. Let's go. So you can see, guys, we are logged in. Should we click on logout, everyone? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, log out. And now if you try to go back, see, you can't go back as well. You can't. Because when you're trying to go back to track page, it is again sending you back to login. So you're trying to go back, it's sending you back. You're trying to go back, it's sending you back. That's why you can't go. Now you can't go inside the application without proper login. No, you can't go. You can't go by any way, by URL, by anything. You can't go now. You have to log in. Then only you can go. That's all. Otherwise, you can't go inside. So perfect security with proper login, logout. Is it clear, guys? Now we are done. As a beginner, understand. I know, buddy, that a little of that will happen definitely. Yes. But you have to, watch the video again maybe, and you have to understand it properly. Because, we did a lot of things. And see, the worst part is it was all live coming in from my mind. The best part also, it was coming in from my mind all live. So only if you know somewhat of React and context, then it will be easier for you to understand. So if you're a very beginner, I would, suggest you to first understand what is context, what is local storage, and then this will be a lot understandable. So that's why before creating this project, we had a complete React course. We had a complete React course where we learned about context, where we learned about, route, all that stuff. So only if you know what is routing, what is component, what is prop, what is use context, then this will be understandable. Otherwise, it will be confusing. So for everyone who is new, guys, I would suggest you to first learn the basics and the fundamentals of React. And again, you don't have to go anywhere. On my channel only, I have a complete React masterclass playlist, which was live, I think few weeks back. You can watch that whole thing and then it will be understandable. No, buddy, Harsh. There is no disturbance here. Anyone is welcome in the chat, and all the suggestions, all the questions, everything is here. We are trying to learn something, right, on live. So everyone is welcome, and you can just, ask anything, say anything. No disturbance, nothing at all. So guys, everyone, are we cleared with everything that we have learned today? Can you please confirm that quickly? Guys, do you want a quick refresher? Sir, all that is clear. Why did we develop? Okay, just in that case, we wanted to make it look like a mobile application. That's why. Other than that, there's no other agenda that we have in this case. Okay, we just wanted to make it look like a mobile application. That's why we are doing it. Because right now we are not creating a mobile application, right? So guys, should we do one last refresher here? Quickly, one last refresher. It will take 5 minutes. Let's do one last quick refresher to understand what's going on. Okay, let's do it. Everyone, let's do it. One last quick refresher. Okay. Just so that, if you have missed any point, anything in there, you'll understand everything now. And also, guys, if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe, guys. It will mean a lot to me. Our aim is to at least reach 3K by end of this project, or at least by end of the January. So let's come on, guys. You can come on. If you're enjoying it, please do subscribe. Okay. So, guys, let's start from the main component. Okay. Let's start from the main component. Let's calm down. Let's start again. Okay. So when you load your application for the first time, okay, okay, let's say you go to the base route. Simple. Guys, I'm explaining you the whole application. Okay. Please listen to me carefully. So when you go to the base route, that means slash, or when you go to slash login, doesn't matter. Both are same. So first of all, no matter what you load, first always your app component will load. In a React application, app is your main component, so that loads first. Okay, perfectly fine. So app component loads first, correct, perfectly fine. You are creating a variable called as logged user, which is initially trying to fetch data from local storage. And the data in local storage initially, it is null. So this variable also gets null. All good, perfectly fine. And then you are providing the same variable and the same function. These two things, guys, this variable and this function as a context provider. That means this variable and the function set logged user, they are available globally. These two things are available globally, right, guys? These two things are available globally in the context. So we did that. Okay. Then it goes to the router, and then depending on your path, whether it is slash or slash login, it loads the login component. And if it is slash register, it loads the register component, right? So if I do this, it will load the register component. Correct, guys? So login and register are completely fine because they don't have any protection. Correct? All set. So till now all cleared. First step cleared. Now, if you try to load track component, if I go and try to load track component, it actually loads the private component. It didn't load the track component directly. First, it loaded the private component. In the private component, we are checking if that log data, let me remove the console.log, if that log data, which is coming from the context, which is this one, okay. So we know that we will get null. So in the log data, which is this whole object, inside that, check the logged user, which is logged user. If it is null, so if it is not null, load the component which I'm giving you. I am giving track component. Will it load it? No. Why? Because it is null. It is null. That's why you again go back to login. That's why when you try to load the track component, it doesn't load track. It goes back to login only because your context is still null. Is that clear, guys? So you can't load any internal components. First thing. Guys, done everyone? First setup done. You understood, right, why things are loading? Come on, guys, quickly answer me, everyone. Is the first thing understood? Why we are able to load login component and why not the track component and the demo component or anything like that? First thing understood? Okay, nice. Nice and simple. Now, to get that data, we need to perform login. So here we perform login. Okay. Now, guys, we have understood this whole thing. We have understood how login is working. So now we fill the login form and we click on login. If there is a problem, we'll get the message. If the login is successful, we know that this is called, right? That means now, if we are getting data from the backend, that means if the login is successful, we do three things. First thing, we set the data which we are getting from backend into the local storage. So our local storage gets some data. And at the same time, I also set the same data to the context variable. So our context variable also gets the data. I'm showing you the live update, guys. Our context variable also gets the data. So now our local storage and our context variable both have the data. And it redirects that to the track route. Right, everyone? So now it is redirecting us to track route. So again, it will go to track route. And now it will again, see, since we are going to track route, now it will again call the private first. That means whenever you try to load the track component, first the private component will load. Again, so now it again goes to private component. Okay. Now again, you're trying to get the log data. Now in the log data, you have this whole thing. Okay. So now you're again checking. If log data.logged user is not null. Yes. Now it's having some data. So it's not null. And because it's not null, I'm going to be loading the component which is coming from props, which was nothing but which one, guys? Which was nothing but the track component. And that's why when you perform login, and if it is correct, you're able to go to the track component. Cleared, guys? Perfectly fine. All good. Now, all set. Now, even if you close your application and you load it again, you're still able to get the whole thing. How? Because even if you refresh your application, when you load it the next time, we again check if there is something in the local storage And we know there is something because nothing was removed. And because there was something in the local storage, your logged user again gets that data. So your logged user again gets the data, real-time data, because now it's not null because there was something in the local storage. So you got that data. Perfect. And now because you got that data, you were trying to go to track, and again track will call private first. And in the private, again you have mentioned if it is not null. So yeah, it is not null. There is some data. So again, it will load your component. So that's why you got the track. That's why I got the track. Now, when you click on logout, what happens? If you click on logout, logout function removes the data from local storage, again makes your log data, that means this user data, to null, and sets you back to login page. So if I click on logout, what happens? This goes blank. There's no local storage anymore. This goes null. Perfect. So we'll log out. And you're back. And now if you try to go back to track, you can't open it. Why? Because again, when you try to go back to track, what happens? First, it calls private. And in private, it again check. Do we have the logged user or is it null? It is null. You can see last time it got set to null. So because it's null, you'll go back to login. So again, you have to log in to do anything. And guys, that was the whole concept. Are you cleared now? Is that cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared now? Registration is nothing. Registration is simply just registering the user. It is simply storing the user. That's all. The main job starts from login. Registration is simply, guys, Ajinkya, registration has nothing to do with any of this thing. Registration is simply taking the data and storing in database. That's all. That's it. Registration has nothing to do with all this route prediction and all that stuff. So guys, this whole process was only this 10 minutes worth of explanation. But again, to create this, the best part is, guys, we did it live without, referring anything, without any idea. We just did it all here. I did it in front of you so that you get the whole idea of how things go on and how I'm thinking. That's why I also made my own mistakes. You saw that I made a lot of mistakes. Initially, I did the login. So it was going back to login from anywhere. That is something we didn't want. So you also got the idea of what kind of mistakes we can make. And guys, while doing UI, also make mistakes, but you know how to solve it now because you have seen my live mistakes here as well. So guys, I hope everything is cleared here. Guys, hopefully there is no confusion. Okay. Sir, what if two user, it is not allowed, Bilal. Internally, we have a validation. It's not allowed. Two users can't register. It's not allowed with the same email. In the API, we have validation. In the API, we have validation, Bilal. So don't worry, it won't happen. You can't have to. Email is unique. So a database will reject. Is that cleared? Okay, the next stream, guys, see now again. See, the next stream will be either tomorrow evening, late evening, maybe at 8 o'clock. Okay, so are you guys ready for 8 o'clock? Tell me that. If it happens at 8 o'clock or 8:30 or something like that, are you guys ready for that? Or maybe on Saturday afternoon. So you tell me your correct time. Accordingly, I will schedule the stream. Saturday afternoon or tomorrow 8:30 or something like that. Tell me quickly. Okay, I'll make it unique. Okay, I'll make it unique. Okay. In the API, then I have to make some changes. Maybe I didn't make it unique in the API. So guys, tomorrow around 8:30 or Saturday afternoon. 8:30 will be fine. Night. So 8:30 to around 10, something like that will require to complete the whole project. 8:30 to 10. Okay, everyone. Something like 8:30 to 10, 8:30ish, something like that, till that 10, something like that, and we'll be completing the whole project. Okay. Or guys, what we can do is you guys can create this much and then we can also have it on Saturday afternoon. That's also fine, right? What about Saturday afternoon? So tomorrow we can have a chill stream where we can solve all these doubts. So you guys try it. We can again do a doubt solving and maybe on Saturday we can complete the whole project. What say? So tomorrow later in the night around 9 or 9:30 we can have a chill stream where, see guys, the whole API is available online in my GitHub repository. So guys, please join the Discord server first. The Discord server link is in the chat, also on the channel description. There, I will update you. What say, guys? So tomorrow, let's have a chill stream around 9 o'clock where we can solve doubts relating this. And I'll also give you the GitHub link of the API, and I'll also give you the GitHub link of this project. Okay, I want you guys to make it, and then on Saturday afternoon, we can complete the whole project. What say, guys? So tomorrow we can have a chill stream. Later in the night, we can have a chill stream. What say? What say, guys? Tell me quickly. So I'll give you the Discord link in the chat. Just give me a second. I'll give you the Discord link in the chat quickly. Just give me a second. I'll give you the Discord link in the chat. Just give me a second. For all the people who have not joined yet, I'm giving you the Discord link. Just wait a second. Okay. So guys, here's the Discord link. Please go ahead and join. And also guys, if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. Okay, everyone. So I'm spamming it in the chat, and I'm also going to pin it. Okay. So please join the Discord. Tomorrow, let's have a chill stream, and Saturday afternoon, let's complete the project. Okay, now guys, on chill stream, we can do anything. We'll also play some quizzes, and also we can discuss about this thing, this whole project. So on the Discord server, guys, I'll give you the link, the GitHub link of the API. And guys, for the API to work, you just need to install Node.js, and you just need to install MongoDB. That's all. Your API will start working. Is that clear, guys? Your API will start working. If you want to use my API, just download the project from the GitHub, the repository I'll give you in the Discord server, and just make sure that you have MongoDB installed. If you just have this, it will start working. Definitely, trust me, it will start working. Okay. So guys, all set. Then tomorrow, let's have a chill stream, and Saturday afternoon, let's complete this project. Hopefully. Let's go, everyone. So that's all, guys. That's all for today. Thank you so much. And after 10 minutes, this whole project will be available on GitHub as well. So don't worry. After 10 minutes, this whole project that I have done, it will be available on GitHub as well. Okay. So yeah, guys, that's all. Thank you so much, everyone. If you're new, please do subscribe and also share the video, share the channel with your friends, and also like the video, guys. It will mean a lot to me. Thank you so much, everyone. I will see all of you tomorrow in the chill stream. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye, everyone. Please keep practicing so that you become the best developer that there is. Okay. So bye-bye, guys. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Good night. The whole link and all that will be provided in Discord. Don't worry. In the next 10-15 minutes, I'll give you everything in the Discord. Don't worry. Hanuman. Yes. Jai Hanuman. Okay. So let's go, guys. Let's go, everyone. Bye-bye, guys. Good night, everyone.